What is going on, guys? Trench's Fleet here, back at it again with another Bad Batch discussion video. Guys, we're going to keep it short today. You might be able to hear it. I'm feeling a bit under the weather this week, so we're going to keep it brief. And fortunately, I mean, there's not a lot to talk about with this. I don't know if I should say fortunately, because it was a bit disappointing. But, guys, yeah, this episode was not a ton happening. But anyways, guys, I'm joined by GleppsGaming. How we doing?
What's up, guys? It's been a couple episodes since I've been here. Glad to be back. Under unfortunate circumstances, I guess, this episode, but
Yeah.
back again.
And I'm also joined by Josh from Fort Down Takes. How we doing, man?
What's up going on, Fleeters? This episode was definitely a little bit sussy for sure.
Okay. Josh from Fort Down Takes gives this episode a sussy rating. So there you go, guys.
It definitely gets a sussy blocker rating. It was venting. The episode was venting.
It was sus and venting, but anyways, let's just briefly cover what went down and what we thought about it. So basically, the Bad Batch, they're on Ord Mantell. They're like, oh, let's go talk to Sid. Sid's not there. Some guy is there. What's his name?
Some Durand.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter anyway.
Green Satan guy.
Green Satan guy is there, and he's like, "Oh, this is my place now." And they're like, "Okay, what?" And so then Sid shows up. She's like, "Hey, like, help me out. Let's like rob the spice from this guy." And they're like, "Okay." They take the spice. They drop the spice, and then the Pikes are all like, "Oh, get the spice back." So they get it back, and then they're like, "Okay, we're good." And then they leave, and then the guy gets his horn chopped off. So, I don't know, did I miss anything, guys? Like, I feel like that's kind of like...
That's
pretty
it.
much
Whole
it.
thing.
This really, like, we've been saying for a lot of these past few episodes, like, it's felt like filler. Like, we've hit rock bottom in terms of filler. Like, this was the most filler by far, I think. Like, no real development, no real story progression. Like, we didn't get to see any of Crosshair or the Empire or, like, Hauser or anything. Like, it's just kind of the Bad Batch doing things, and Omega learns a little lesson in the end, and then it's like, okay, like, we're done. So, something we were talking about during the episode is it's been a bit disappointing how, it feels like Omega is pretty much getting all the character development, and the rest of the batch is not really getting too much. Particularly, like, with Echo, I feel like they could have done a lot with him, but, What do you guys think about that in terms of where the batch is at this point? We've got 3 episodes left. Like, they could still do something, but I mean, they've wasted a lot of time. I got to be honest.
I agree. The Batch has had no development, and even with Omega being the only one with development, they just bench her for a lot of the episodes anyway. She wasn't even in this episode at all. Like, I mean, she showed up back at the end. They just left her with the crime syndicate for part of it. Like, nobody does anything. Nobody learns anything.
Yeah, I mean, the way I describe this show is like Omega learns something and the Bad Batch is there and they do things. And like, we've had some cool cameos along the way, and it's like those are exciting, but like after a little bit it's like, all right, like let's get some real good like storytelling going on. And I feel like coming off of the Clone Wars, this has not been it's just definitely been underwhelming, I think. Not to hate on the show, not to bash on the show, but it honestly has been a bit underwhelming for us, I think. And because the first episode really was really strong, and since then it's just kind of been like, yeah, kind of just waiting for stuff to go down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. The episodes kind of came in waves. You had the first episode, we were kind of riding that high, like, oh, we got 75 minutes of pretty good. Like, this is interesting. Like, I'm enjoying this, and then we get like, oh, a couple episodes of Omega life lessons. Like, what does Omega learn this time around and everything. And then we get the arc of Cad Bane. That was really good. Fennec Shan. So we're up there again. But pretty much ever since then, we've kind of just been like here. Like, honestly, this episode was cringe. I'm not gonna lie, it's cringe because like I was bored. Like I'm a fan of I literally turned on my phone after the episode because I was just like I could watch it with the background because there was nothing going on. It was literally, let's steal the spice. We off the spice. They actually get back the spice, and we did. And so episode over. That's it.
Yeah, it was definitely pretty boring. Like I was kind of bored with this one,
The problem with these episodes is that like there never felt like any danger at all. It didn't feel like they were gonna get injured in the minecart, whatever. Didn't feel like anything bad was gonna happen getting the spice. They just did it, and it worked out. There was never any chance of things not working out.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's not like crazy huge stakes, I feel like, because there's not necessarily been this like singular storyline. It's kind of just like bounty hunters show up every now and then and they do jobs for Sid. So I still think, honestly, I still think what this is leading towards is like some sort of clone rebellion where the clones will fight with the stormtroopers. I think this show is going to end really strong, so it's like it starts strong, hopefully it ends strong, you know. But at this point, like the middle part of it has been pretty underwhelming. I mean, we've got 3 episodes left. I believe next week's episode is called War Mantle. So hopefully we get more Empire stuff. The most interesting stuff from this show to me has been like involving the Empire. But yeah, anyways, that's those are kind of our general consensus, I think, here. Like really hoping stuff starts to go down. But yeah, these I feel like a lot of filler has been going on with Bad Batch. Hopefully we get a season 2. I think that would greatly help things. But
yeah, for sure. I mean, we said that we had a discussion with it, and I think the issue was, you're right, the Clone Wars high, and just seeing how well that show was done, how well season 7 was done. We just like, we had to be good. Also, the Mandalorian, like it had a story. Like, we knew what Mando was fighting for. We knew where Grogu had to be. But this one was just like, okay, Omega is kind of like the Grogu of the show, the Ahsoka, like someone they're focusing on, but we just haven't seen movement from the show, and it's annoying to be 13 episodes in and really have nothing. Like, okay, even if they wanted to do an arc, like, that's another issue I have with the show, is that every episode's like resolution always happens pretty much in the same episode. Like, there is, like, I'm not a big fan of cliffhangers, but for these kind of shows, like, I like to see the multiple arcs, and I'm okay with cliffhangers, but like there hasn't been, besides like maybe like one actual arc.
There've been like a couple. There's been like Omega's captured by Cad Bane. That was a good cliffhanger. And then Hera's parents are captured or whatever. Like,
so
yeah.
In 12 episodes, so in almost season, they've had 2 arcs, maybe of 2 episodes at most. In the Clone Wars, if you guys remember, like they do 3 episode arcs and have multiple arcs each season. Like, it's, you know, it's also the seasons are shorter now. I mean, what Clone Wars before season 6 was 24 episodes,
like 20 each, or so, yeah,
21, 22 episodes each season. Now we're at 15. So I mean, maybe I guess the shorter season kind of maybe makes for that, not having a lot of arcs. But what Dave, I hope Dave gives us a, with this warmonger arc, maybe he gives an actual arc, and maybe an arc to end the season would be really good.
Yeah, hopefully we get an arc in the last few episodes. I think just like looking at the show overall, like Clone Wars didn't have like a storyline it was following necessarily. It's just like these are things that happened during the Clone War, but each arc progressed the characters in some way. And so if Bad Batch, like, I feel like where Bad Batch has been underwhelming is that, like, it doesn't feel like we've learned any more about these characters, Hunter, Wrecker, Tech, and Echo, who, I mean, we got to know a lot of the Clone Wars. So that's where, for me, it's been underwhelming. Like, if we did have these, like, quote-unquote filler episodes, but we got to know the characters more, they developed, then I would be cool with that. Honestly, I would. But I feel like it's been lacking there. So that's why, for me, it's been kind of underwhelming. So
yeah, especially as like I'm still watching the Clone Wars. I'm on season 5, and I really got to within EC Domino Squad. I got to see Echo before the injury. I got to see Echo, like, what actually happened to Echo. And so coming off of that, I'm looking Bad Batch, to see, like, he that's a lot to go through. He's lost his entire squad. He's super injured. Like, like a sort of like PTSD. Like, they could really explore that kind of aspect of, okay, he's a soldier that's pretty much lost everything, injured now. Like, where is he at mentally? and they're just not doing anything. He's actually just really kind of almost annoying, like this point, like some of the things that he does, or like the comments. Is there an echo in here? Oh, here I am. Like, come on, this guy was in Domino Squad, one of like crazy, but like one of the best squads that we got to see in the Clone Wars. That the Clone Wars really invested in, and now that they have this character outside of it, they don't even give him the time of day to really like develop. And again, that's what's really cringe about this episode, or kind of like about the Bad Batch in general.
Yeah, I mean, like, as a Clone Wars fanboy myself, like, I was really hoping to see Echo have to, like, adapt to, no longer being part of the Republic, being part of a new squad. He comes back, and his entire squad is gone, and he's part of this new Bad Batch now. And Echo's been kind of comic relief this entire season, so and like Tech, for example, like Tech's just kind of like, oh, actually, according to my calculations, we have to do this. Like, not much of like seeing more of who Tech really is,
Yeah, I know he's supposed to be like the annoying character, like that doesn't have calculations, but like they're really like hard, pushing hard on like the annoying, like, oh, this episode, when he was scanning what kind of creatures were in the hive, like I was just like, oh my gosh, stop talking, please, like, oh, have mercy, like, so.
Yeah. So, you have any last thoughts for us, Gleps, as well?
Yeah. I was disappointed. That's all.
Yeah. I really think it will. I've been saying this for a while. I really think, if nothing, in the final episode, they should deliver, should give us something good here. I really do think that, but they've really kept us waiting for it. So, anyways, we'll see.
Especially if there's no season 2. Like,
yeah,
if there's no season 2,
right.
They have to give me something, Dave. Anything. Let me feel something.
If there is a season 2, then it's like, okay, got some more time to hopefully get things rolling. But, anyways, yeah, guys, these are our general thoughts here. Let us know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comments below. Be sure to like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And guys, I'll catch you in the next video.